All right, guys, how's it going? Well, as you can see, I'm in a different working environment. I'm in Mallorca at the moment. I'm not on holiday. I'm working. As you can see, I'm still here. Just different change of scenery for a few days. I've just published a morning briefing. It's an hour long. If you want to watch that, it's on the Duncan Oldham channel. The link to that is in the video description below, and it will also pop up on the screen at the end of the video. It's about an hour long. It's got everything in it. It's got emotion. It's got happiness, it's got sadness, it's got stories to do with Anfield. It's got everything in that morning briefing, to be honest with you. Anyway, on this channel, we're just going to briefly look at something Fabrizio Romano has said. I'm not going to shout Mo Salah because, you know, my neighbours might wonder what the fuck's going on. Basically, in one of his updates, he was asked about Alexander Isak, and the question was as follows: will Liverpool set a deadline to sign Isak before turning to another target, or are they willing to go to deadline day? I would like to know your answer to that. How would you answer that question? Now, Romano, for those of you that don't have social media or aren't, you know, subscribed to any of his mailing lists or wherever the fuck he is, basically said as follows: the focus is on Isak still, and Isak's focus is on Liverpool. So no concrete talks for other targets, only appreciation for Barcola. Now, Barcola, I did a video about him on here the other night. I think I posted something on the members website about him today. But let's just not veer off too much at the moment. So what do you think? Will Liverpool set a deadline to sign Isak before turning to another target, or are they willing to go to deadline day? I personally believe they're willing to go to deadline day before we even went in for Isak. Months ago, I said I thought we'll go in for him, but it'll be late in the window. To be honest with you, I think they went in a little bit earlier than I expected. But I do think that we will. I don't think you make another bid now unless you know it's going to be accepted. So if you bid for a player early in the window, the holding club is just going to keep rejecting you, knowing that they've got more time. You know, so I would, if I was them, I would leave it as late as possible, personally. I want to just mention that something that Paul Joyce said on the 7th, which is only yesterday. It was yesterday morning, actually. Paul Joyce, you know, the main man, when he says something, I always think, what does Michael Edwards want me to know? Right? So Paul Joyce said yesterday, and it was a tweet that he put out, right? And it's unusual for him to do this, I think. I think he usually posts, you know, links to his articles. And he said as follows, and this is all it says: Liverpool will look to strengthen in attacking areas with £46 million deal for Darwin Núñez's exit now agreed with Al Hilal, right? So basically saying that Liverpool will look to strengthen in attacking areas. Now, we obviously know they're trying to strengthen with Isak, but when I saw Joyce put that out, I thought, this is just that little bit of a nudge to Newcastle. We're looking at, you know, other options as well, like we saw in Rodrigo mentioned previously. That's obviously gone exceptionally quiet. There's nothing in any of the Spanish publications today again regarding Rodrigo or Konate. 10 days now. It's been 10 days since the Madrid-based media mentioned anything to do with Konate. They were very confident. It's gone very silent. That doesn't mean he's going to agree a new deal with Liverpool, but something's changed, guys. I can't remember when it was, but I think it was last week I was told they were having a new sit-down, Liverpool with Konate. Have Real Madrid been told he's going to be staying, or have they got something in the bag with him? I don't know, but it's gone quiet. It was every single day. They were trying to put pressure on Liverpool. Real Madrid, or a Madrid-based journalist that writes for Real Madrid, admitted that Perez wanted it in their newspapers all the time, their football papers, put pressure on Liverpool, remind them we're going to get him for free next year unless they lower their valuation this summer. Now, nothing. So why has it stopped? Anyway, I do think that Joyce was putting out a little bit of a thing there to Newcastle, just reminding them. I just want to open up the members website. Bear with me, please. Cops out. I don't even know my own website. Let's have a look. What did I post today about Bradley Barcola? Oh, that's what I was going to say to you. This is what I put word for word on the members website today. on that thread about him, obviously I went over a couple of articles that came out from Fabrizio, and I myself and Dave did that. The video's on here if you want to watch it. Now, on the members website, this is what I posted this morning. From what I understand, Anfield officials have played down the reports but have not denied our interest in him. This could be some mind games being used against Newcastle, all right? So bear that in mind. Anyway, this video was really about Fabrizio Romano. That's the latest from him. There's nothing from the Newcastle-based journalists at the moment. I will keep an eye on them throughout the day for you, see if any of them are having any more meltdowns. There was a comment made on my YouTube channel on here, if I can just quickly find it for you. It was only a few moments ago, by Carbon-Based Ben. And he said, you can tell that Isak is on his way out because the unreasonable Newcastle fans don't feel like commenting on your videos anymore. Great work as usual, Dung. And I said, that's a good observation, actually, because they've gone from, you know, like he's going nowhere to, they've all gone quiet now. Have you noticed that? I will be absolutely stunned if we do not sign Alexander Isak this window. I think it happens, right? And I think that Liverpool are just waiting and watching what Newcastle are doing. Do you know what I really think? My own personal opinion, and I've got nothing to back this up, right? So I'm not giving you any ITK twaddler out like that, right? Is I think Newcastle and Liverpool are doing things in the background that we don't know about to do with this, right? You imagine, like, Newcastle, they know they've got to sell him, right? They know the player wants out. You're not going to keep that player, right? They know they've got to do it. But they also know they've got to manage the exit right. So it doesn't look like they took the first bid. It doesn't like they rolled over to Liverpool. It looks like they tried everything. They've got to make out that it's the player that forced the move, right? And then you use journalists like Craig Oak, for example, to get those messages out, you know. And if you were the CEO of Newcastle, right, I know they've got different people running the shit show there at the moment, but if let's just say you're the decision maker at Newcastle and you're the decision maker, the other one's the decision maker here at Liverpool, right, and talking to each other, right, behind the scenes you'd be going, look, Richard, Dick, fuck's sake, mate, we know this is going to happen, right? We'll work that out, but we need to play this out a particular way because the fans will fucking lynch us, right? I'm convinced in the background that this has been played out and that we're seeing more theatre actually through the media. I do. The journalists, Craig Hope, Paul Joyce, whatever, they only put out what the clubs want them to put out. You know that, right? So Joyce is not really saying too much, which to me makes me think Liverpool are in control, they're calm. Even if they didn't sign him, they're cool, they're calm, they're not flapping, they're not having to put stuff out through the media, whereas they are with Gay at Crystal Palace, right? Because they want to get that fee down, and they are using for Joyce. Joyce has mentioned him 3 times now, I think, recently. Whereas at Newcastle, you're hearing everything's coming out because they're trying to manage the situation, I think. Does that make sense? I'm sorry if it don't make sense. Anyway, I'm off. Fuck it. He'll be a Liverpool player, and then we can put this behind us. I know many of you are like, oh, I'm sick of fucking hearing about it. No, I know, I understand that. But there's big money involved, guys. And don't forget, you were saying this, some of you, during the Florian Wirtz situation. You know, oh, it's going on too long. If he wants to move, he should do this, he should do that. No. Player doesn't need to do anything right now. He knows Liverpool want him. He knows Newcastle are going to sell him. I think the player is fairly confident it's all going to happen. You only hand in a transfer request as a last minute fucking, you know, desperation, because when you hand in a transfer request, a formal written transfer request, you're waiving your rights to so many entitlements, and there's no way back then with the fans if it doesn't happen, you know. So if you're a Newcastle fan, they have gone quiet really. I mean, on Twitter, fuck me, they're like Arsenal fans at the minute, but you know, if you're a Newcastle fan, you want rid of the runt, wouldn't you? It's only like us with Coutinho. We're like, get fucked now, that's it, you burnt your bridges, get the fuck out. You know, and if you were a Newcastle fan, I'd be thinking, well, I want the players that want to play for us. We'll take that money and we'll spend it wisely. I just don't want Liverpool to pay over the odds. But yeah, another bid will go in I think it's been a good transfer window so far. I know you're talking and worried about the centre-back situation. I think you're not seeing much speculation about this, the centre-back situation, because people at Anfield are confident that they've got everything, deals stacked that they could make happen if they wanted to later in the window. All right, so anyway, I know it's about, this is supposed to be about Fabrizio Romano, and the last thing he said, or the latest thing he said, the focus is on Isak still, and Isak's focus is on Liverpool, so no concrete talks for other targets, only appreciation for Barcola. And like I say, people that I trust, they're saying, well, they're playing down the suggestion that they're sniffing round him, but they're not denying it at the moment, so I don't see anything there at the moment. All right, guys, I'll leave it with you. I'll keep in touch with you. I will chime in if necessary. All right, if you found the video interesting in any way, please thumbs up the video. Please drop me a comment. And if you want to buy me a beer or a coffee, there is a super thanks button under the video. It's a love heart. And I always give a shout out to people that do that in the morning briefings on the other channel, right? And like I said, there's a 1 hour morning briefing on there. If you want to go across, all the acknowledgements from yesterday are in that as well. All right, and it's a good. I think it's a good briefing, to be honest. If you've got the time, plenty in it, that is for sure. All right, guys, take care. There's not a lot happening at the moment, but I'll keep an eye on things. I'm going to go for a wander, maybe go for a beer, Magners. €6.50 for fucking Magners. Sorry, I had one last night. Yeah, that's why I only had one. What I was going to say, yeah, I'm going to go for a wander, but I'll keep an eye on things, and if we need to touch base, I'll chime in later. All right, take it easy.